This radiant painting by the Italian Renaissance artist Raphael is popularly known as the Madonna of the Meadow. Painted during Raphael's Florentine period, this work depicts the Virgin Mary watching over her son, Jesus Christ, and his cousin John the Baptist. In this video, we will consider how each of these three figures have specific roles in the biblical narratives of Christ's miraculous birth, as well as his death and resurrection, sacred events which are symbolically represented in Raphael's work. For Raphael, whose birth name was Raffaello Sanzio, this work was more than a depiction of a sacred playdate. This painting envisions a world that has been perfectly unified. This visual unity, which Raphael achieved through his use of composition, color, and light, conveys a spiritual harmony. For his presumed Renaissance Catholic viewer, Raphael's image visualized how grace was perfected. Raphael sets his figures in a landscape of harmony, an unspoiled world made believable by means of an expansive atmospheric space. In fact, it is this transcendent landscape that gives this work the title by which it is most commonly known, the Madonna of the Meadow. Raphael further visualizes this moment of sublime grace through the pyramidal composition of the figures. Christ is framed by a design which is balanced on one side by the kneeling figure of John, and on the other side by the Virgin's extended foot. At the apex of this composition, the Madonna radiates a transcendent beauty, which manifests her spiritual virtue. Raphael depicts the Virgin Mary as a mother gently supporting her son. Christ's nudity could have been interpreted by a Renaissance viewer, both as proof of the incarnation, that God had become fully human, and furthermore, as a suggestion that the incarnation was a heroic act. For Raphael, Mary was the immaculate vessel through whom the incarnation was realized. Mary's gaze directs the viewer toward the kneeling infant John the Baptist. He is handing a cross to his cousin Jesus. At this point in the composition, Raphael shifts the spiritual focus of his image from a celebration of the incarnation to a foreshadowing of Christ's passion. In stepping forward and taking hold of this slim cross, Christ is accepting his mission of sacrifice. Raphael did not depict any specific moment from the Bible, nor would his Renaissance Christian viewer have expected him to do so. But Raphael could have expected that his viewer would be able to recall a passage from the Bible in which John the Baptist introduces Christ saying, "Behold, the Lamb of God, who takes away the sin of the world." Raphael's painting visualizes the question, what does it mean for Christ to be the one who takes away the sin of the world? Raphael employs what might initially seem like a charming interaction between children to foreshadow Christ's death on the cross. The Virgin Mary, who evidences an understanding of her son's sacred destiny, observes this moment with both sorrow and faith. The Madonna of the Meadow depicts a world perfected. But this painting also examines how this sacred harmony was achieved. The aesthetic unity of Raphael's art visualizes what Christ's incarnation and passion could mean to his viewer. This painting manifests both a temporal grace as well as the promise of an eternity in a realm even more glorious, if that were possible, than what Raphael could imagine or depict.